Let's talk about how to create your brand story in 5 easy steps. Because if you're like many businesses out there, you're struggling to attract the best fit clients inside of your business. Maybe they're coming from different industries and they may have heard about you through referrals. They may accidentally stumble upon your website. That is kind of by accident, but we want to make sure we build your business by design. And in order to do that, it comes down to message clarity. We are going to talk about what it looks like to build a brand story for your customers in order to grow your business. There are 5 easy steps to follow to clarify your brand story in order to know how to talk about your customers in a simple way, but yet a powerful way that attracts them. In order to attract your best fit audience to then become your paying customers, you need to get clear on how to talk to them in a way that's inviting them into a story that is about them. And you can do that with these 5 P's of your brand story. The first P is all about people. This is how you describe your customers. You describe what their dreams and their wishes are, or what keeps them up at night. And all of that common, what people call customer avatar information, you're describing them in specific detail. Where do they spend their time online? And all these different ways that describe this character of the person of your perfect fit customer. The second P is the problem. So you're expanding upon the pain points, the problems, the false beliefs, the objections they have that are keeping them stuck from not being successful with, say, what your product and service can help them solve. So that is the second P, is problem. The third P is perspective. This is the belief that you need to help your customers build in themselves that yes, they can be successful. And guess what? They can be successful following your frameworks and buying your products and services. So as they build this belief, what you can do is then present them with a plan. And this is the fourth P. This plan, oftentimes I recommend to break it down into 3 easy steps. Maybe those 3 easy steps have micro steps in them, but what it does is it presents in 3 easy steps that your audience can follow to be successful. So they have this belief that, hey, I can be successful with what your plan presents. And as they follow this plan you present them and they start to be successful, then what happens is the payoff, the outcomes and the results, the successes that this story of theirs ends in. With these 5 P's that cover your brand story, what you're able to do is not only take tons of notes on your customers and collect all the information about them to know how to talk about them in a way that resonates with them. But then what you're able to do is insert this brand story inside of your next webinar or inside of your next podcast interview or your next YouTube video and describe your customers in a way that helps them feel seen and heard. Because when they feel seen and heard, then they'll recognize that, hey, maybe there is a way to solve this pain or this problem that's keeping me stuck. And I'm going to trust the solution in what you offer. They're going to be thinking that. And another powerful piece of this brand story is how you can then break it up into micro steps, meaning you may have one video that talks all just about the people, so the first P, or one video or podcast episode or blog article that talks all about the payoff or the perspective. You can break it down and have unlimited content opportunities that are inspired by this clearly documented brand story. And as you go to approach and take note on this brand story, there are 2 approaches I recommend you take. First is document this brand story as it relates to you as the main character or the hero. When you document this brand story about you, oftentimes it's reflecting what your audience may have gone through. Particularly if you're a coach or consultant or course creator, what you're guiding your customers through is reliving the successful journey and story that you once lived yourself, because you're speaking with expertise and knowledge. So as you document this brand story about yourself, it gives you clarity on how to talk about what your customers are struggling with or what journey they need to go on. Then do the brand story about your customers. You may need to go interview one of your customers, invite them to a quick Zoom call, ask them questions that we actually have documented down below in our Story Supply messaging framework, but ask them questions that help guide you taking notes on each of these 5 P's so that way you can know how to talk about your customers in a simple yet powerful way. And in doing so, you kind of have 2 brand stories that then can be combined into one in a way that you can clearly, anytime someone asks, talk about your customers in a way that either gets people to say like, hey, that sounds just like me, tell me more, or that's not for me, I'm not your best fit client, but I know someone who is. So that's how you can create your brand story in 5 easy steps and give you further message clarity that will then help guide any types of content you go to create or scripts you may need for your next YouTube video or your next ad. The list goes on. This applies to so much content that will come in your future to help you grow your business. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any more questions that relate to building out your brand story for your business that's about your customers. And we look forward to sharing more content like this on this channel. So make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified of future episodes, and we'll see you soon.